Alright, so these bolts are broken and they need to come out. I'm gonna take these nuts, set them on the broken bolts, and weld them on. That'll be my new hex head for my broken bolt. Once the weld cools down a little, just enough so it won't spin, I'll put the impact wrench on here and I'll try and extract the bolts. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes it takes a lot of trying, but eventually they've got to come out. I don't know what you can see, but there's only so much I can do with you. And it turns out 3 welding rods at the same time might be too much. Maybe next time I'll try 2. Alright, let's see if I can get any of these to come out. I'm just gonna come in here and try and take them out. Okay, there we go. First one comes right out. That's a good sign. Let's throw it over there and set the grass on fire and try. One of them I sort of kind of welded the broken bolt to the edge of the knuckle there. Made a little mess for myself. I had to go get my grinder. I got involved intimately with a couple of deer since then. Lost my nut again. My nut ran away the other day. Won't come back no matter what I say. Alright, let's try and hold it like that. Since my finger's hurting now, I hurt my finger. I'll use my brush. Fire in the hole! We'll get it eventually. Welder, welder, I love you. I love my welder, woo, woo, woo. Whoa, that must have been a nickel-plated nut. Did you see that green flame? Count to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That didn't work at all. Hey, the good news is I think we can use the same nut. That's good. I like to reuse, recycle, rethink, redo, and re-impregnate. Okay. Blow on it for good luck. It looks good. It looks like it wants to come out. We'll see if we can do that. My finger's gonna burn in a minute there. You can see my gloves smoking a little bit. That's okay. No reason for concern. Now, where'd my brush go? I don't know. I lost my brush. Brush! There he is. Well, I burned my handle a little bit, but that's all right. It's a long-handled brush anyway. Whew. Fire in the hole! That didn't work. Oh, no. He ran away. He doesn't care what I say. He just ran away the other day. Let's try this one. Here I go, fire in the hole! That turned out well. I melted everything together. That welding rod down in that hole, and I wiggled it around, and I struck an arc down there on the broken bolt, and I heated that metal up to about 7,000 degrees, and then I heated up the nut just around the inside, and I welded it all together, leaving a little slag behind the whole time, but we wanted that to bubble out the top. As I mixed that metal together, we let it cool to the proper temperature of about 2,000 degrees, and then it'll be time to get over here with my grass-covered impact gun. Get in there. Oh, now I need that socket that I lost. Everything's gone wrong. All right, let's try it. Now it's working. Now it broke. But it did start to turn, so that's great. If anybody's tired of being scared and staying home and hiding indoors, you could just come visit me and help me out for the day, and I'll give you some coronavirus. You can take it home with you, give it to your whole family. I'm sure that maybe there's some people you'd like to get rid of. Now would be the time. I've got it, and I'm spitting it everywhere around me. So just come on over and I'll cough on you. Okay, here we go. I'm ready now. Fire in the hole! I've got a good feeling about it this time. That melted together quite nicely. What I've got here is my nut is offset from the broken bolt, meaning that it's not totally centered over top of the broken bolt. So as I turn it with the impact gun, the gun's gotta move, otherwise it'll put too much stress on my nut and break the weld. But as it does that, it's got a little extra leverage to work that bolt out, and boy does it work, and it's heated up nice now. And once you heat that bolt and that thread, you can kind of loosen up the seal, even though that doesn't make a lot of sense because I'm heating the bolt and not the knuckle. If I was heating this with a torch, I would take the torch and heat the thread, heat the threaded piece, the knuckle, around the bolt, because when you heat something, the molecules expand. That means they run away from each other, and it will make it grow a little bit. Heating the bolt and not the knuckle really makes the bolt grow, so you would think it might get stuck in the hole like a rivet or something. But it does still work sometimes to loosen it up. Most of the time it works out well. What I'm going to do now is take my impact gun, put it in reverse, and try and back this broken bolt out of the hole. Come on, little monkey. So far, it's going good. So far, everything's working as planned. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. And just like that, the broken bolt has been removed from the hole. You can see my offset nut there, and it's smoking hot. It's burning my glove, but I'm sure this is made out of cowhide, and a cow's pretty strong. It's like an old branding iron on the cow right now. You can see where I welded it on and just filled the hole of that nut with pure steel welding rod. Melted it down onto the nut there. I turned those metals into a liquid, and I mixed them together with my welding rod and my electrical arc. I didn't invent the thing. I really don't even understand how it works, but boy is it exciting and fun. Wow, that was great. Let's just toss that over our shoulder for good luck and keep on moving along here. I'm gonna clean this knuckle up, get all the burrs and skurs out of there. I'm gonna blow snot somewhere and cough on somebody, and then it'll be time to bolt this thing back together, weld up the broken tie rod, and go again. I can't wait. So far, everything's looking okay. A little dirty, a little wore out, a little burred up and scarred and scuffed. But I'm gonna clean it up and everything's gonna be good. Okay, I successfully moved the tire. How far? Too far. Now I've got to try and move it back without going too far and try and get this bolt started on my car. What I'm trying to do here while I kill myself trying to move this tire is get these holes on this plate lined up with the holes on the knuckle underneath. Now I don't know if I can do it one-handed, but I'll try. If you sit here, I'll push on the tire and tell me when the holes are lined up. When you see the other hole under the hole on top, that means I'll be able to drop a bolt in. And if I do this successfully, it'll work. Let's see, let's drop a bolt in and see if I can get the thread started. I'm gonna have to put you down. If you sit here and I don't die, this might work. I don't want to start the bolts with my impact gun. I want to start them by hand to ensure that we don't destroy the threads. We just wiggle this with one hand and try and spin the bolt with the other hand and find the threads. When the bolt finds the threads, it'll start working its way down into the canal. That's how babies are made. There we go. Just like that, I've got 2 bolts started. This should go much easier now. Started on that one. I don't know about you, but I think that went together quite nicely. Okay, new bolts installed. Everything looks great. Oh, you can see here where I had this welded to the old knuckle. Probably the next time I blow it apart, I'll have to weld it to this one. Moving right along, we've got one tie rod back together. That means the tires are hooked together again. Everything looks good. The only thing to do now is clean up the dirt off of this one and weld it where it broke. Take my wire brush now, and I'm gonna comb my hair. This is my ball peen hammer. A ball peen hammer is a really nice tool used for shaping metal. You can use it for shaping sheet metal and light steels, all sorts of things. What it's really designed to do is put shape into thin metal plate or something of that sort. That's not what I'm gonna do with this hammer today. What I'm gonna do is use it like it's a sledgehammer, and I'm gonna try and put my broken tie rod back together. There'll be no finesse and no shaping here. Well, that's looking better already. I don't think we could drive it. But what the heck? I could probably do this. You might notice now that my welding rod is now gone. That's because it melted. So I'm gonna have to throw the end of this one away and find a new one. Well, that's the prettiest weld I've ever seen in my life. All right, just like that, the whole thing's back together again. Ready to go romping and stomping. Okay, I fixed the steering like a good boy. Then I climb up in the truck just to make sure everything's gonna work. I push the button and nothing happens. Then I come back here to the starter and I'm gonna hook up my ground. Oh, ran away. Let's hook up. We can test that real quick with my light up test light. I'm gonna touch the hot terminal on the starter and we can see it lights up there. We've got 12.7 volts coming from my battery directly down those red wires to the hot terminal on my starter. Then when I take a screwdriver and I connect the hot wire to the other connection where I should be sending power. Okay, it gets hot, it wants to catch on fire. I'm sending power to the right side of the solenoid there to engage the starter and nothing's happening. I tapped on it a little bit. I didn't want to beat it to death. Nothing happened. That's a brand new starter, but it's a Ford starter, a Ford 6.0 starter. What a hunk of junk that is. It's got to come out. Pull it out and see if it'll turn over on its own, or if it's just melted together and locked up in there, then I got to take it and get a new starter or have it rebuilt. What fun. Why? Oh, why'd I do that? Why'd you do that, Jimmy Durr? Because you're a real idiot. You're a real monkey, you know? When I touch this and I touch that, everything should happen. Things should be happening. Things should be working. But it's not working, you know? It's not working at all. It's just a big mess. What were you thinking? If I take this 10mm socket and I stick it on that nut, what's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen because it's a piece of junk. It's a piece of junk, Jimmy Durr. It's only good for 10 starts. Then you take it out and try again. This isn't the type of thing that's going to last. This isn't longevity. We're not talking about quality products here. This is America. We don't have quality products. All the quality products are 100 years old and they're all rusted away. So if you want quality, you got to buy an old rusty thing and try and fix it. But good luck trying to fix it, because the whole world's gone to crap. The whole world's gone to crap, and you're a piece of crap. And the only thing I can do about it is get a bunch of wire, get a bunch of copper wire and some old tools and start making my own starters. And if I do that, I'll spend my whole life obsessed with starters, and I won't have time to worry about monster trucks and fun things in life. You know, all I want to do is go to the store and pick up a part that's built with quality and made to last. They all say that. It says it on the window, and it says it on the wall, and it says that they ensured my safety. But here I am, and I'm sick, and I'm coughing, and I feel bad, and I don't feel good, and things were better when I wasn't sick. And everybody around me is probably going to die because they're not nearly as healthy as I am. I'm going to kill everybody around me by infecting them with my germs because the store could not ensure my safety. And I blame the government. I blame everyone in the government for my well-being mishaps and misfortunes. And I really want to know why the whole world is crap. Why? Why can't they just make a starter that'll start my truck every time I get in it for a while? Well, not for 2 weeks. I'd like it to work for more than 2 weeks. If that is too much to ask, then somebody needs to blow up the DMV. I've just had enough. I can't deal with it anymore. I just can't deal with it anymore. Here's my old junky starter. It's lasted me a whole 10 days, and now it's decided to stop starting. Throw that over my shoulder for good luck. Let's run to the store and see if they have another for free. Oh boy. Are you on? Are you working? Nobody knows but you. Alright, where's my other little wire? Wire? Uh-oh. Where's my little wire? Hey little wire, where'd you go? Come on over here. Spread some cheer. Okay. Hooking up the little wire on the solenoid from the starter switch, tightening up the nut with my pointer finger and my thumb, just squeezing it ever so gently and getting it started. Then I'm going to reach down here, grab my 10mm socket and my 3/8 to quarter extension on my 3/8 drive ratchet that I bought at a yard sale for $1.50, and I'm going to pinch the socket with my pointer finger and thumb on my left hand while I hold the wire gently between my pinky and my other finger. I don't know what that one's called. And at the same time, I'll be turning the ratchet back and forth. I can feel it not cooperating. Well, I want it to cooperate, so I'm just going to keep trying. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh boy. Oh boy, my wire jumped out. Everything was going good until he jumped out. Alright, let's push this button. That sounds good. Look at that, Jimmy Durr. You're the best. Alright, let's see if it starts. Well, that worked. Unfortunately, my starter went bad after only a few weeks. I don't know why. I think because the whole world's made in China and everything is not as good as it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, I am as good as I'm supposed to be. Perhaps even better. Do you know that I didn't know about all this stuff? I wasn't properly trained as a mechanic. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't claim to know what I'm doing anyway, but I sure do a lot for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And why do I do it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I'm obsessed. Obsessed with this truck. And obsessed with everything else I've ever wanted and touched. And how did I get it? Well, I made it. And how did I make it? I had to learn how to make it. How do you learn how to make something like this? You learn by doing. You learn by needing it. I needed it. I needed it. I had to have it. I had to have it, and I needed it. So I had to learn how to make it.